Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80, and gradually approach 18. Let us endeavor so to live that when we come to die even the undertaker will be sorry. The lack of money is the root of all evil. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. In the first place, God made idiots. This was for practice. Then he made school boards. The fact that man knows right from wrong proves his intellectual superiority to the other creatures, but the fact that he can do wrong proves his moral inferiority to any creature that cannot. Praise is well, compliment is well, but affection, that is the last and final and most precious reward that any man can win, whether by character or achievement. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. One is apt to overestimate beauty when it is rare. Why is it that we rejoice at a birth and grieve at a funeral? It is because we are not the person involved. Man is the only animal that blushes, or needs to. I believe that our Heavenly Father invented man because he was disappointed in the monkey. A successful book is not made of what is in it, but of what is left out of it. To believe yourself brave is to be brave. It is the one only essential thing. There are 2 times in a man's life when he should not speculate: when he can't afford it, and when he can. Of all the animals, man is the only one that is cruel. He is the only one that inflicts pain for the pleasure of doing it. One of the most striking differences between a cat and a lie is that a cat has only 9 lives. The best way to cheer yourself is to try to cheer somebody else up. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and a man. Civilization is a limitless multiplication of unnecessary necessities. There are several good protections against temptations, but the surest is cowardice. Modesty died when clothes were born. Only one thing is impossible for God: to find any sense in any copyright law on the planet. We all live in the protection of certain cowardices which we call our principles. Man was made at the end of the week's work, when God was tired. Classic. A book which people praise and don't read. Nothing incites to money crimes like great poverty or great wealth. The only very marked difference between the average civilized man and the average savage is that the one is gilded and the other painted. A crime persevered in 1,000 centuries ceases to be a crime, and becomes a virtue. This is the law of custom, and custom supersedes all other forms of law. Whenever you find that you are on the side of the majority, it is time to reform, or pause and reflect. Whoever has lived long enough to find out what life is, knows how deep a debt of gratitude we owe to Adam, the first great benefactor of our race. He brought death into the world. Pity is for the living, envy is for the dead. Good breeding consists in concealing how much we think of ourselves and how little we think of the other person. If we would learn what the human race really is at bottom, we need only observe it in election times. A human being has a natural desire to have more of a good thing than he needs. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. A thing long expected takes the shape of the unexpected when at last it comes. Everyone is a moon, and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as much as you please. Man will do many things to get himself loved, he will do all things to get himself envied. Fame is a vapor, popularity an accident, the only earthly certainty is oblivion. There is a charm about the forbidden that makes it unspeakably desirable. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. The trouble ain't that there is too many fools, but that the lightning ain't distributed right. Let us be thankful for the fools. But for them the rest of us could not succeed. The holy passion of friendship is of so sweet and steady and loyal and enduring, a nature that it will last through a whole lifetime, if not asked to lend money. Thousands of geniuses live and die undiscovered, either by themselves or by others. None of us can be as great as God, but any of us can be as good. To be good is noble, but to show others how to be good is nobler and no trouble. There's a good spot tucked away somewhere in everybody. You'll be a long time finding it, sometimes. The gods offer no rewards for intellect. There was never one yet that showed any interest in it. There are people who can do all fine and heroic things but one, keep from telling their happinesses to the unhappy.